Okay, let's talk about it. The last couple months have definitely been navigating my place in the world, specifically when it comes to beauty. And wanting to grow my business is what initiated it, right? So, like last month, I had this insight that I didn't feel worthy of charging a certain amount of money for my services because I didn't feel pretty enough. And that is just, I think, a symbol and metaphor for, not metaphor, but just like evidence for how soul sick modern society can be and how damaging social media and celebrity culture and marketing can be on an individual, because the amount of detriment growing up in Western society has had on my sense of self and self confidence is just devastating. Um, because, I'm a pretty girl, but I've never felt enough. And that sucks. That makes me hide. That makes me withdraw. That makes me question myself on a regular basis. And it makes me spend a lot of money um, just chasing feeling pretty enough. And that is griefy. It's heartbreaking, honestly. Um, so, the whole reason I'm bringing this up is because I know I'm not the only one who experiences that. And it's really hard for me to remember on a regular basis that the beauty industry is an industry designed to make money. And the best way to make money is to create the problem and provide the solution. So, keeping up with social media beauty standards it requires a lot of discernment and a lot of self-centering and a lot of stability within oneself. Um, I don't know if you know anything about human design, but I am a human design girl. It's just an energetic blueprint of your specific energy. It combines astrology and something called gene keys, the I Ching, the tree of life, quantum physics. It combines a lot of different kind of esoteric systems into one overall blueprint. And the only reason I bring that up is because in my blueprint, I know who I am, but my identity is constantly evolving. But also, I have a very open brain space, um, open emotional space, and then open willpower space. And the willpower space is the material world. And so, anytime something is open in your human design chart, it means that you absorb and amplify the energies of that system. So, it's very easy for me to confuse other people's desires, standards, expectations, and paths with my own. So, for me, going on social media is like I have to practice hygiene and also boundaries with it because it's incredibly easy for me to lose myself. But not just in social media, it's also easy for me to just lose myself when I'm amongst others sometimes. Just walking through the grocery store, it's easy for me to pick up on other people's stuff. Um, and that comes with a lot of wisdom, right? Because then I get to sift through it and I get to discover it from all different angles and then come out with wisdom and discernment about it. But it can be hard to navigate. And I'm finding difficulty navigating it in the early parts of my life, right? Like my younger years. So this current energy that I'm in of navigating the beauty space was triggered by me feeling like it's time to network and really share my work with the world, and then hitting the stories and the programs and the beliefs that I've been given by the world around me about who is worthy of success, who is worthy of attention, who is worthy of getting paid. So I went to a medical esthetician office yesterday because I was interested in facial balancing and a little bit of lip filler and just their anti-aging, youthfulness, vibrancy protocols. And yes, that was initiated by my wanting to fit in on some level, my wanting to be the same, wanting sameness, wanting to be appealing, and wanting people in the economic bracket that I want to market to take me seriously. And I had to like do some deep diving into that because, although I love The Office and I do like part of me does want to go that route, when I asked my body if it was a yes or a no when it came to the lip filler and the cheek filler and the chin filler and then the injections, I forget what it's called, but the corta I don't know, it builds collagen. You like inject it in your face and it helps the collagen production in the areas where your face loses it naturally with age. And my body said no. And that spiraled me a little bit like, well, shit, what am I going to do? I can't, my body is saying no, but my ego is saying something else. My beliefs and programs say something else. And that has led me down like a whole other restructuring of my foundational beliefs and my values when it comes to beauty. So the program I want to offer my client base is a return back to beauty program. And it's to help people, women, or anybody, I guess, who's gone through this, which I think is everybody at this point, navigate consumerist noise and return back to heart-centered living. So getting out of the mind, which is the argument I was having with myself yesterday. It was all mind-based programming. And choosing what's right for your highest good and the good of all concerned. And included in that is a deep, unwavering sense of self-confidence and also true vitality. And so I think my body was telling me, at least not now, because going the filler route may alter my external package, but it's not in alignment with what I want to teach people, with where I want to lead people. Now, I don't think that all of those products are bad. I don't think that modifying with surgery is bad inherently. I don't think getting filler and Botox is bad inherently. But it's different when it's coming from a fear-based place than when it's coming from an alignment-based place. And if I were to have gone against my body's no, then I would have no longer been aligned with the value that I want to share with others. I said that twice, but I guess it was important to say. And that came with a lot of grief and it came with a lot of frustration. And beautiful things came out of my appointment yesterday. One, I got to meet a professional in an industry that could afford my services. And that was like, I need to be in circles like that. And she was excited about what I do. So that felt really good. And also she gave me valuable information about, your presentation does matter. Your energy matters more. People do pick up on that. People pick up on your sense of self-confidence. They pick up on your nervous system and your sense of emotional strength. They pick up on your heart-centered boundaries, your heart-led actions, the curiosity you approach the world with. They pick up on your unconscious beliefs. And if you're interacting with the world based on fear and manipulation, or if you're interacting with the world with curiosity and with love. And at the same time, the way that you honor your body, the way that you care for your body, including your organs, and your skin is your biggest organ, in your body or on your body, also shows your self-care and your devotion to your most vital, most beautiful, most radiant self. All that to be said, the key that I really got from my appointment was caring for my skin is going to be really important when presenting myself in the circles that I want to attract myself to. And I'm not exclusively working with like high-end circles. I want to offer free and affordable resources because I believe a lot of the information I have to share should be available to everyone. Because it's like a basic human right to feel good in your body and for your body to feel good. So yeah, that's what I was navigating yesterday. And I wanted to talk about the appointment because before the appointment too, I was feeling like a really heavy energy surfacing. And then after the appointment, it just kept feeling it. And I did some body work. I was doing some myofascial maneuvers, some fascia maneuvers. And I got to my crown, I guess, between my crown and my third eye. And I just broke down. And I had this huge somatic release. And all that kept coming up was just feeling misunderstood, how often I felt misunderstood or like I didn't fit in, or the ways I wanted to approach things just were met with challenge or rejection, or just misunderstanding. Misunderstanding in itself can be so damaging and hurtful. And it was just memories flashing up, and I just kept crying and crying. And it was like, I could feel it coming from my heart. Definitely could feel it coming from my heart space, just out my eyeballs. And then afterwards, I just felt so blissfully empty. And the things that I was worried about didn't feel so heavy. The things I was focusing on in different aspects of my life didn't seem to matter as much. It's almost like a part of me clicked into place. And now there's an integration of what all of this means to me moving forward, and how this too is a weave in the web of the offers I have for the world. Which leads me to my next and final point that I just wanted to kind of riff on. I took a neurosomatic intelligence training program this year, and I was led to it because of my relationship, which relationships I think are my biggest lesson teachers in this lifetime. I've gone through my awakening through relationships. I've gone through massive identity shifts in relationships, massive learning lessons, and like all of the somatic stuff that comes up has to do with relationship. And it has been weaving an even stronger web for what I have to offer, because I'm recognizing how important it is for somebody to be regulated and find safety in their body before they do the deep healing practices, because your body will protect itself against going deeper within if it already doesn't feel safe, if it already doesn't have the capacity for that kind of work. Because that kind of work often includes void spaces where you don't feel like yourself and you feel somewhat depressed, or you may go through periods of despair. That kind of work often leads towards massive massive changes in your life, whether it be your relationship or your career or your friend group, how you've been spending your time, the substances you've been utilizing to cope. It often comes with physical body changes, sometimes temporary illnesses, outputs such as headaches or physical pain. Um, it often comes with emotional flashback and just being flooded with memories that are meant to be keys to unlock and evolve this new version of self, but without the safety foundations that can quickly take somebody away and become much more serious and detrimental than it is when somebody is practiced in witnessing, in navigating their internal landscape, and grounding their nervous system, metabolizing change, and metabolizing the transformation process. What else do I have to say about that? I think that's all I have to say about that right now. Yep, my mind is blank. So I'm going to go ahead and end this. This is like a stream of consciousness thing that I want to do on YouTube. And if you like it, give it a little thumbs up. Let me know if there are any topics you would love me to talk about, stream of consciousness about, if there's any questions you have about some of the things that I said you want me to expand on. Any sort of engagement is going to help me be more direct with y'all and make sure that I'm delivering what it is that you want. Okay, bye.